Okay, picture this. You've got a crisp, delicious apple in your hand. You're just about to take a bite, and then you stop. A little voice in your head goes, wait a minute, is this the right time to be eating this? Come on, we've all been there, right? There are so many conflicting rules about fruit. Well, today we're going to cut right through all that noise.
So let's just get right into it. Is there really a perfect, magical time of day to eat fruit to get the most out of it? That's the big question, right? And that's exactly what we're going to answer by digging into the science of how our bodies actually handle it.
I'm sure you've heard this one. It's one of the most common rules you hear about food, period. The whole idea is, if your stomach is totally empty, you'll absorb every last nutrient perfectly, with nothing else getting in the way. And then you've got this one, which sounds way more intense. The claim here is that fruit gets stuck behind other food, and then it just sits there and rots, that it ferments and causes all this digestive chaos. And honestly, this is the big myth we have to tackle first.
Right, so this whole fermentation frustration thing, it's the biggest reason people get so confused. It really paints this nasty picture of fruit just sitting in your gut, spoiling. But is that really how our bodies work? Let's find out.
Okay, let's be super clear on the science here. Fermentation, it's a totally real process. I mean, it's how we get awesome stuff like yogurt and kombucha. But, and this is a huge but, it needs very specific conditions to happen. You need a lot of bacteria, and you need an environment without much oxygen. And this is the secret weapon that just completely blows that myth out of the water. We're talking about your stomach acid. The inside of your stomach has a pH of around 2. Now, to give you some context, that's almost as acidic as battery acid. It's an incredibly harsh environment, and its main job is to destroy bacteria on your food. So the idea that a bunch of little microbes are having a fermentation party in there, yeah, it's just not going to happen.
So look, here's the bottom line. Your stomach is not some passive compost bin. Not at all. It's a super active, powerful digestive machine. The idea that food just sits there rotting is, well, it's just not how our amazing bodies work. So now that we've cleared that up, no, your fruit is not going to spoil in your stomach, let's actually talk about the times when eating it can give you a real strategic edge.
All right, myth busted. Let's get into the fun stuff. Let's talk about the times when eating fruit can give you a serious, tangible advantage. And the first one up is the morning. Okay, so think about it. You've basically been fasting all night while you sleep. Your liver's energy tank, what's called glycogen, is running on empty. The natural sugars in fruit are the absolute perfect fuel to top those stores back up. And because fruit is also packed with fiber and water, you get this really nice, steady energy boost. None of that crazy spike and crash you'd get from, say, a super sugary cereal.
All right, let's move on to our second perfect moment. Now, if you're someone who's active, this one's for you. Timing your fruit just right can be an incredible, all-natural performance enhancer.
And it's so simple, but so effective. Basically, the glucose, that's the sugar, from fruit like a banana or a handful of grapes, is super easy for your body to access. It gives your muscles that quick fuel they need to get to work. And because it digests pretty fast, you get that burst of energy without feeling all heavy and sluggish, which can totally happen with a bigger snack that's full of fat or protein.
Okay, on to perfect moment number 3. This one is all about how to use fruit as a strategic tool if weight management is something you're focused on.
This is actually some pretty cool biology at work here. See, when you eat a piece of fruit before your main meal, all that fiber and water start to fill you up. They literally take up space. This activates these little stretch receptors in your stomach that send a signal straight to your brain that says, hey, food is coming in and we're starting to get full down here. And that little head start on feeling full can make a real difference, helping you feel satisfied with a smaller amount of the main course.
Okay, so we've covered the good times, but what about the flip side? Are there any bad times? Any moments when you should just not eat fruit? Well, for most of us, the answer is a pretty clear no, but there are a couple of specific situations where you might want to be a little more mindful.
So, for example, for anyone with type 2 diabetes, managing blood sugar is absolutely crucial. And if you eat fruit all by itself, it can cause a pretty quick rise in blood sugar. But, and this is the key, if you pair that fruit with some protein or fat, think about something like apple slices with a bit of peanut butter. That pairing slows everything down. It helps create a much more stable, even blood sugar response. So it's not about avoiding the fruit, it's about being smart with how you eat. Okay, wow, we have busted some major myths. We've talked about the best times for energy and for weight management.
We've even covered some of the special cases. So after all of that, what is the single most important rule? What's the one thing you really, really need to remember? It's this. So simple. Just eat the fruit. Seriously, that's the most important thing. Please don't let the fear of getting the timing wrong stop you from eating one of the healthiest things you can possibly put in your body. The benefits you get from all those vitamins, minerals, and fiber, they are so much more important than any tiny little advantage you might get from perfect timing. So if you want the real rules, the ones that actually matter, here they are. First, just being consistent. Eating fruit regularly is way more important than when you eat it. Second, focus on variety. Eat all the different colors of the rainbow to get that full spectrum of nutrients. And finally, always, always choose the whole fruit instead of the juice. You need that fiber. It's so important.
So listen, the next time you go to grab that apple or a handful of berries or a banana, don't even look at the clock. Just enjoy it. Because the best time to eat fruit, it's really, really simple. It's whenever you want to eat it.